This one actually looks more like it in photos. Alright, so we got some serious packaging here. They even threw in a case. You can see it has that longer camera sensor there. Alright, Samsung definitely doesn't put their phone in packaging like this. Slide this out. It comes open, so this one opens more accurately to the real deal. And here it is. Obviously Samsung won't have a sticker in a little baggie like this. It's just cheap feeling. Let's pop it out. I got the blue color here. Ooh, now we're talking. This thing feels a lot more legitimate. Take this off and let's peel this off, see what it looks like underneath. Now I don't expect the display to be like crazy good, but at least it's gonna look a little bit more authentic than the other one. Alright, and there it is. Wow. That looks surprisingly good. So I'm guessing they're using the new display from the Galaxy S8 clone. It is massive. Let's power it on so you guys can see the outline here. As you can see, there are very thin bezels by clone standards on the top and on the bottom. So not bad at all. Obviously not completely the same here. It's a little bit thicker, but display isn't too far off. Maybe it's a 5-inch, I'd say. And on the back, let's take a look at this. So some weird Olympics, again, these weird stickers they put on here. Ooh, man, that text, that bothers me so much. It's like meant to blend in, yet they make it as obvious as possible and so large. And if they were to copy it for the next version, I think they'd do that a little bit better. Samsung. Even the text looks a little bit off. It's fatter. It's not reflective like the original version. And in the cameras, man, see this one has this little chrome border here. The original doesn't. Also, the camera right there looks like a complete dud, like fake. It just screams it. The whole camera slot looks a little bit fishy to me. We'll have to see if this works. Probably not. But at least they put an effort in to match the actual design. Let's see here, power button. Oh, power button is actually very accurate, very true to its nature. Over here, everything else matches up, even the tops. Antenna bands, wow, that is a very good fake actually. That looks really good from the bottom. Let's check out that stylus. How does this one come out? Oh, same way. Break my fingernails. I'm literally just cringing at the thought. Alright, so I think this one has a button, but it doesn't do anything. So this one's like a little bit lighter than the other one. It's a little bit higher quality still though. If it doesn't press in, if you don't push in to take it out, it's a fake. But we got this drawing thing. Not bad. This one definitely draws a little bit easier. Don't have to press into the display to make that happen. So does it actually detect when it comes out? Oh, it does. So it still has some sort of sensor in there to detect when it leaves. But let's see what I think of this. You guys can discern that. Alright, let's get into the software here. Ooh, what's going on? Some sort of glitch? Nice. So that got stuck on the display. Wow, that doesn't look half bad, to be honest. Like, you put this in your hand, someone that's never used this thing, it looks pretty much almost genuine. Very nice and large display. It even has the swipe up gesture. Let me go ahead and put it in my weather here. So signing into the Play Store, you know what really bothers me about using the keyboard on this is it feels like there's like 2 or 3 millimeters between your finger and the display. So this glass is super thick, and sometimes I'll be pressing the wrong things just because my fingers think they're going to be touching something a lot closer and it's not. It's a very strange effect. On smartphones nowadays, they try and remove as much glass between you and the touch and LCD panel, yet this one adds it for effect to give it a little curvature, which is just a funny little side effect. Hey, the Bixby button works though, so that one can be pressed, and I'm sure you can reprogram this one unlike the official one. So I'm sensing some restriction here when I try to open up the Play Store. You see that lag? Man, that's terrible. Sometimes it won't let me say the app is not installed. It's as if they intentionally want you to keep from opening some of the applications. I had to get a workaround just to get it to open. Anyways, I'm installing these guys. Internet's extremely slow. Using this device is going to be a pain if you're thinking about buying it. It's definitely one of the better clones I've seen. I mean, they went all out. Even the wallpapers, they got matching wallpapers here. They have an always-on display. Like, at first glance, from a distance, they look pretty similar, don't they? So they got a little curvature going on the corners of the screen. can't wait till they release an iPhone with that, the iPhone 8 clone. That'll be kind of cool to see. But yeah, not too far off. They did a very good job with this one. The animations themselves for system stuff, it's a little unresponsive compared to other clones I've seen. Let's go ahead and check out the Geekbench if it'll allow me to even. Man, oh, come on. Software controls suck on clones. And let's see, Geekbench, not downloaded. It's still waiting. That is so slow. 4 minutes to download, 5 minutes to download a tiny app like Geekbench. What in the world? That takes me literally 5 seconds and under on a standard one. Oh, there we go. 1 minute, 3 minutes. Okay. Alright, I'll give them props though for trying to replicate the software correctly. Jumping into the settings, you'll notice everything looks very similar to how it looks on a Samsung, except much slower. I wanted to show you that it actually is running Android 7.0. So this thing is pretty much as updated as a regular Samsung Galaxy S8 is right now for me. I still haven't got an update on Verizon from 7.0, which kind of sucks. The thing I hate about Android the most really is the lack of updates being uniform across all carriers. Anyways, let's jump into Geekbench, see what we can get out of this guy. My guess is about 1200 single core, if that's even being generous. 3 gigahertz. Whoa, they've bested both Apple and Samsung with only 1 gigabyte of RAM. There is no way that is fake there. But let's go ahead and see. I bet this will take about 30 minutes, honestly. These take so long on clones. By now I've learned not to trust the fine print, the 3 gigahertz claims. It's just so slow. So see you guys tomorrow.
Approximately 10 hours later.
Boy, how wrong I was. I was so generous with a 1200 single core score. Look at that. What is that? How is that even acceptable? 1126 multi-core score, so you might handle a game of Snake or something on this thing, but wow. Android 7.0 for real, how does it even support running on something this slow? That's ridiculous. So they lied about the processor. Apparently this thing is 3 gigahertz, or that's just the fakeness bleeding through into Geekbench here. 1 processor, 8 cores. How can that be? That is such a scam. No way. So, awful. Let's go ahead and get an Antutu in here, give us another number. That's a score of 22,187, comparing it to the real deal, about 8 times less. So, performance-wise, this thing is just for show. There is no performance behind this name.